Berlin's Christopher Street Day celebrations ended in tragedy after a white vehicle plowed into crowds near the Tiergarten Park, killing one person and injuring at least 16 others. The driver crashed into a tree before fleeing on foot, triggering a massive emergency response and forcing authorities to cancel one of Europe's largest LGBTQ+ events as terrified revelers were evacuated from the area.
We currently have another update regarding the investigation here in the Grosser Tiergarten. Based on the investigators' initial findings, we have already identified a suspected perpetrator. Measures are already underway against this suspect, who has not yet been arrested, however. He is known to the police. He is known to us as a member of the Islamic circles here in Berlin. And our search for this person is proceeding at full speed. We will most likely also be asking the public for assistance in the search today or in the coming hours.
Police say investigators have identified a suspect, but stress he remains at large and the motive has not yet been established. Authorities are examining every possible angle, including whether the incident was a deliberate attack, while cautioning that it is too early to classify the case as terrorism. Officers also continue to investigate reports of possible stab wounds and other witness accounts from the scene.
He is a suspected perpetrator. We still have no information regarding his specific motives, the exact sequence of events, or his role in the crime as such.
The attack has also raised serious questions about security at Berlin's Pride celebrations. More than 2,200 police officers, hundreds of concrete barriers and anti-vehicle blocks had been deployed across the event. Yet investigators are now trying to determine how the vehicle managed to breach security and reach pedestrians inside the Tiergarten area before crashing into a tree.
The Berlin Fire Department was dispatched at 9:58 p.m. this evening to Tiergarten in Berlin following a violent incident involving a large number of casualties. According to the current information, we found 17 injured people at the scene. Of those 17, one person died at the scene despite resuscitation efforts. Of the remaining 16 injured, 3 sustained life-threatening injuries, 8 were seriously injured, and 5 suffered minor injuries.
Berlin activated a mass casualty response as around 150 firefighters, ambulances, emergency doctors, and specialist rescue teams rushed to the scene. Several critically injured victims were transported to nearby hospitals, while dozens of witnesses received psychological support after the shocking incident. Forensic teams and specialist police units continue combing the crime scene as the manhunt intensifies.
This day was ended by this terrible act. We have experienced an act where one fatality is confirmed. What is certain is that we will have many injured. I am very, very grateful to the emergency services of the Berlin Police and the Berlin Fire Department, who were here on site very quickly, acted very quickly to treat the injured, which is still ongoing, but also immediately launched investigations so that we can apprehend the perpetrator or perpetrators, that we get them. We must wait and see what the investigations reveal, what the background of this act was. None of that can be said today, at least not yet, but we will wait for that closely. And I have great confidence in the Berlin police that we will now work flat out to identify the perpetrator or perpetrators and hold them accountable.
Berlin's Pride celebrations, which had drawn hundreds of thousands of participants, ended hours earlier than planned as authorities cleared the area and appealed for witnesses to come forward with videos and photographs. While investigators pursue the identified suspect, officials insist no conclusions should be drawn about the motive until the investigation is complete, as Germany confronts yet another deadly vehicle attack in a crowded public space.